What? Hello and welcome to Full Throttle with me today. I have Taylor Reimer. How you doing, Taylor?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, can't complain. We complain, in life, then, yeah,
I feel that. It's a beautiful day out though, so can't complain, just like you said.
yeah. So, for scholars, tell, tell everyone
Mhm.
a little bit about how you got started in racing.
Sure. So I started racing when I was 6 years old. I started in go-karts. My dad got me into it, and I ran go-karts for a couple years. We ran and won the championship there, and then we moved over to dirt racing. So primarily my background is dirt racing. I moved up to the junior sprint class in a micro, and we won the championship in that as well. And then I moved up and I started the restricted class, and we ran that for a couple years. And then I ended up taking a break from racing, and I decided to finish out high school, and then I went to college. And about midway through college is when COVID happened. And I actually had some time off because I wasn't as busy whenever COVID hit. And we went back to our home track, my dad and I. And a friend that we used to race with was starting up a midget team. And so that is originally how I got back into racing. And that was about 4 years ago. And so I ran midgets for a couple years. And then I decided that I wanted to try to pursue to become a professional race car driver. And I moved out to North Carolina, which is where I live now, and I've started on the pavement side of things. So I wanted to, switch it up, try a different discipline of racing. And I am now currently racing late models as well as part-time in the Arca Menard series.
So, talk talk to me about your your decision making and how you knew racing was for you again.
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to get back into racing. It was definitely a hard decision to stop, but I just felt at the time I didn't really know. It was more of a hobby for my dad and I when I first started racing. We didn't really know that you could pursue it professionally with where we were at in Oklahoma. It was just a daddy-daughter thing that we did on the weekends, and I loved it so much, but I just was trying to think of my future, and I was also cheering at the time, so I was doing other sports, and I just felt like I needed to step away and go to college, get a degree, and then in the back of my head I always knew that I wanted to get back into racing because I've always had a passion for it. And then the opportunity just arose. I practiced again, and then I knew that I wanted to start racing.
Yeah, so what type of fames do you look forward to when you're behind the wheel of a race car?
Yeah, so I love how competitive the fields are. I'm very competitive as an individual. I love any kind of sports. So, racing is one of those sports that I enjoy doing. I also like pickleball, I like golfing, I like wake surfing. So, really anything that you can be competitive in, I love that. I love going fast, and obviously in racing you are going very fast. And yeah.
Yeah. So, um, so tell tell me who besides your family are your biggest role models in racing?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, I would say growing up, I really didn't have a role model in racing. Um, hmm. I would say my role models are just honestly any other women that are in racing. I look up to Tony Breidinger on the business side of things because I feel like she does a very good job keeping the balance between having an outside life of racing and her modeling career and getting the sponsorships. And so I really look up to her.
Yeah, so talk talk to me if you would please about your ARCA career because um because not too many females go into racing professionally. So just talk to me about what it's like to be kind of, I don't want to say the only female in motorsports right now, but it's kind of who, this kind of tell me what it's like to race against the other guys, and how much input are you getting from other drivers?
Yeah, it definitely comes with its pros and cons of being a female in the sport. I love being able to have the support of all the fans and being able to be a role model for other drivers and young and upcoming females as well. But it definitely has its negatives. It's people are pretty hard on me at times, but I think as long as I maintain a positive outlook on everything and when I'm behind the wheel, I'm not really focused on, oh, I'm a girl in the sport. People are to get me. That's not my mindset. I just go into the race trying to do the best that I can and focusing on getting good results for my team.
That that is a good mindset. Uh, you you know, you remind me of myself,
Mhm.
and how you seem like you don't give up in everything you set your mind to, and that's what really wanted me to have you on.
Yeah.
Um, and so with that, who would you say is the um best person you can turn to for advice? Because obviously, um, you said that your dad
Hmm.
um is pretty heavily involved in your racing, but now that you're professional race car driver, how heavily involved is he?
Yeah, so over the last couple of years, my dad has definitely kind of stepped back a little bit and let me do the most of it just because now it is my business. But I always, take his and my mom's advice. They are definitely people that I still turn to in the sport because they are family and I know that they want what is best for me. So I definitely still look up to my mom and dad for any kind of advice. And I also have my manager, JP Mori, who helps me on the sponsorship side of things. And so he is also a very good person that I look to when looking for advice.
So talk talk to me if you would um about the belief you have in your crew chief, and the belief you have in your team in motorsports, no matter what you race.
Yeah, for sure. So, my crew chief, Michael Falk, is my crew chief for my late model with Lee Falk Racing. And we have been together for 2 years now. Last year, I ran in the limited late model class and we won 4 times. So, it was really awesome to be able to get to have those wins with Michael as, he was my first winning crew chief back into racing. So, that was a very special year for me. And then now this year, we are working together on our late model program. And, each week that we run, we're trying to get better just as a team.
Nice. So I just want to wrap up by saying, uh, it it's been a good time having you on, and I guess what would you like to uh say to the uh world out there in for following piece of advice that you can give someone that wants to get into racing?
Yeah, for sure. I would say, there's a lot going on in the world right now, but, my advice for people is just to be kind to anyone. We all go through things, and being in this sport, you're going to have people that hate you and wish the worst for you. And with those people, you really just have to kill them with kindness and, hope that, they find faith. And yeah.
Wow. I admire you for saying the word faith. Um, and so that leads me into my final question. How much belief do you have in the faith of God?
I am a Christian, so I believe heavily in God. And, each day I am working more and more on reading scripture and sharing it with other people. I love going to church on the weekends with Corey whenever I can. And I just think with where we're at in the world, it's really important to have faith in the Lord.
All right. So with that, this has been Full Follow. Have a good evening, guys, and goodbye, everyone.
Bye.